You're on now.
But Linda isn't here yet.
You've got to save the pieces. Keep those men interested now and do a number with Linda later.
What can I do?
Well, fake something.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most creative classic dance scenes.
She likes me, so do I.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most innovative choreographies to ever grace the classic silver screen. If we missed any of your favorites, take a spin through the comments below. Number 10. The Aloof, the Heavyweight, and the Big Finish, Sweet Charity. Who would have thought that Bob Fosse could turn the mere act of walking into a dance phenomenon? Well, that's pretty much exactly what he does in Sweet Charity. The number is divided into thirds, as evidenced by its name. In the first third, the choreography makes use of undulating arm movements and small, unusual isolations, offset by exaggerated body angles. And that's just the beginning. As it goes on, Fosse keeps the emphasis on small pinpoint movements. The dancers isolate their body parts with immaculate precision, creating one of the most interesting musical movie scenes ever. Number 9. Jumpin' Jive, Stormy Weather. When it comes to athletic dances, no one did it quite like the Nicholas brothers. The dynamic duo loved to show off their agility in their dances, leaping and jumping, if you will, all over the stage. The best example of their athleticism and creativity coming together to create amazing art came in 1943's Stormy Weather. Towards the end of the film, the Nicholas brothers perform Jumpin' Jive. In one amazing intro, they start in the audience, only to step onto tables and launch into their routine effortlessly. The choreography takes them everywhere from splits to stairs, and sometimes both at the same time. It's a great example of why the Nicholas brothers are some of the best tap dancers of all time. Number 8. Prologue, West Side Story. As soon as you hear those whistles and as soon as fingers start snapping, you know you're in for something special. In the 1961 adaptation of West Side Story, Jerome Robbins' choreography leaps off the screen. There's little talking in the prologue, but we don't even need dialogue to understand the heated scuffle between the Jets and the Sharks. Everything we need to know comes through in intense stares, balletic twists and kicks, and agility reminiscent of literal wind. The direction and choreography work beautifully in tandem to create an entire story out of nothing but music and dance. Number 7. I've Gotta Hear That Beat, Small Town Girl. Leave it to Ann Miller to have stellar chemistry with a bunch of instruments. In Small Town Girl, Miller doesn't play the main love interest, but she does have one of the best numbers in the movie.
Then I'll hook the whole night, raise the roof the whole night. That crazy rhythm goes to my soul, and it's dynamite.
In I've Gotta Hear That Beat, Miller shimmies her way through the beginning of the number, and that's when the real innovation starts. Suddenly, we see just where all that music is coming from. bunch of hands holding instruments pop up through holes in the ground while Miller taps and shakes her way through them. Her effervescent energy combined with the underground band make this one for the books. Number 6. Ballet, The Red Shoes. Most of the movies with famous classic dance scenes are, of course, movie musicals. However, The Red Shoes falls outside of that category. This 1948 masterpiece is a drama about a ballerina who has to choose between dance and romance. But even though the film isn't technically a musical, it still includes one of the most state-of-the-art routines to ever hit the screen. The Red Shoes includes an entire 17-minute ballet sequence, complete with stunning sets, costumes, music, and, of course, choreography. The dance beautifully mirrors the main character's story, while still standing on its own as nothing short of a work of art. Number 5. Let's Say It with Firecrackers, Holiday Inn. Sometimes you have to think on your feet, and Fred Astaire is nothing if not adaptable. Forced to go on stage without his partner, Astaire's Ted Hanover has to get creative. If not a pas de deux with a person, why not with firecrackers? In one show-stopping, explosive presentation, Astaire absolutely wows. The bangs and pops are more than just a bit of shock value, though. Astaire masterfully integrates them into his choreography, making them into punctuation marks on his syncopated footwork. It's impossible to take your eyes off this number, and not even just because of the dazzling sparks, but yeah, mostly because of them. Number 4. Barn Dance, 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. There are numerous classic Hollywood dance sequences that go for broke, but none of them quite hit the combined scale, athleticism, and energy of the barn dance. The synchronization of the partner work is seriously impressive, but when the Ponape brothers start showing off, things hit a whole new level. Using the tools and trappings of the barn raising, they give us an unmatched show of grace and athleticism. It's impossible not to marvel at the strength of these dancers, not to mention their balance. They pull off all manner of stunts on a couple of narrow beams as if it were no problem at all. After seeing this, is there even a question about who you'd want for a dance partner? Number 3. The Worry Song, Anchors Aweigh. When we talk about classic dance scenes, we're mostly talking about humans. In this case, however, we've got to shout out a famous cartoon mouse as well.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
You see?
It's easy.
Anchors Aweigh stars Gene Kelly and Frank Sinatra as sailors on leave. But it's probably best remembered for a sequence where Kelly dances with Jerry from Tom and Jerry. Combining live action and animation was still fairly new at the time, and for 1945, it's ridiculously impressive how great the two look together. Not only is the number itself crazy fun, but sharing the floor with one of pop culture's most famous mice has to be a reward all its own. Number 2. I like myself. It's always fair weather.
Why am I feeling so good? Why am I feeling so strong?
Roller skates have had quite a life in classic movie musicals. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers famously skated choreography for a song in their film Shall We Dance, but none quite capture the childlike joy of roller skating like Gene Kelly in 1955's It's Always Fair Weather. In one riveting sequence, Kelly taps and skates his way through the streets of New York City. The way he seamlessly switches back and forth between the staccato movements of tap and the smooth motion of skating is something to behold. It's only matched by his 1,000-watt smile. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Newspaper Dance, Summer Stock. Extra, extra, read all about it. Make 'em Laugh, Singin' in the Rain. No one does physicality like Donald O'Connor. Why Can't You Behave? Kiss Me Kate. Ann Miller comes out on top, but Tommy Rawls still manages to bounce back. Hospital Hallucination, All That Jazz. It doesn't get much more out there than this.
Right to the end.
It's getting close, Joe.
Just like a friend.
Where were you, Joe? Where were
We
you?
tried to warn you somehow.
You didn't listen, Daddy. You didn't listen.
Baby, You Knock Me Out. It's Always Fair Weather. Sid Charisse knocks us out.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ball. Come on!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Dancing on the Ceiling, Royal Wedding.
You're all places that leave me breathless, and no wonder you're all the world to me.
This is one of those scenes that makes you sit back and think, how in the world did they do this in the 1950s? In Royal Wedding, Fred Astaire delivers one of his most memorable and innovative performances. During a song called You're All the World to Me, Astaire tap dances, in part, on the walls and ceiling. While it looks incredibly real, Astaire wasn't actually upside down in real life. A rotating set of sorts was built, and then it all came down to good old-fashioned movie magic. Astaire, the greatest of all time of movie dancers, to be sure. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.